So Kristi Noem is gone from DHS, but what she left behind at FEMA is now the Trump administration's problem, heading straight into hurricane season. And a senior FEMA official just told CNN on the record, if a major disaster hits this year, we are not ready. Let's go through what exactly just happened to the agency. Here we go.
Happy about it. Ice Barbie fiasco forces Trump into humiliating reversal. It's a race against the clock and hurricane season to fix what she broke. The White House is racing to do a damage control on Kristi Noem before it turns deadly. Donald Trump's administration is quietly working to reverse the damage done to the Federal Emergency Management Agency, or FEMA, at Noem's direction during her tenure as Homeland Security Secretary. The former South Dakota governor was ousted in March, praise be, and now serves as the special envoy for the Shield of Americas. Not really a real job. While FEMA's sworn mission is to help Americans before, during, and after disasters, a year marked by firings, rehirings, frozen funds, and feuding among political appointees has plunged the agency into chaos. Now, after pushing Noem aside from FEMA oversight, the White House is scrambling to repair the agency, despite Donald Trump's repeated insistence that it should not exist in its current form. So Donald Trump is now having to backtrack because Kristi Noem has screwed him that badly. It could take a decade to fix what they broke, a high-ranking FEMA official told CNN. And if we have a major disaster this year, we're screwed. And who?
Oh no, the quote is from a senior FEMA official, not a Democrat and not a pundit, someone inside the agency. And the timing matters here. Actually, it matters most because we are just entering hurricane season right now, and FEMA exists for one reason, the only one reason, to respond when Americans are in crisis. And if the people running it are saying internally that they are not prepared, then it's a direct public safety, and it's a public safety issue. It's not a political issue, it's a direct public safety issue.
Who does that reflect on? Donald Trump, who's spending money on his ballroom but not protecting Americans. In a report published Sunday, CNN detailed conversations.
Don't say something about boardroom. It's the favorite project of President Trump in the entire
with
presidency.
Some 50 FEMA insiders over the past year, many of whom said the havoc wrought under Noem in just 13 months will cripple the agency for years to come. If you wrote this as a book, no one would believe it, one senior FEMA official told CNN. It's completely dumbfounding how it's all played out. Last year, as state leaders across the country spent months pleading for disaster relief funds, FEMA ended December with more than $15 billion in unspent funds, according to the report. Much of that backlog stemmed from Noem insisting on personally signing off on any distribution of funds exceeding $100,000, creating major delays in disaster relief. Again, this is all going to blow up in Donald Trump's face. At the same time, Noem and her top advisor and rumored lover, Corey Lewandowski, were focused on gutting the agency. In January, an internal document obtained by the Washington Post detailed potential cuts affecting more than 11,500 employees at an agency whose workforce is just over double that size. Currently, the Trump administration is trying to bring back the very people forced out under Noem in a humiliating reversal. Last month, it was reported that at least 15 of the 192 current and former staffers who signed the Katrina Declaration letter to Congress in August had been rehired. So they're backtracking. In the letter, whistleblowers accused the Trump administration of dismantling emergency response systems established after Hurricane Katrina in 2005. The following day, staffers were placed on leave but retained their pay and benefits. What's more, Noem's pick to lead FEMA was quietly dumped from the role less than 6 months into the job. Karen Evans oversaw cuts at the agency and earned the nickname the Terminator among FEMA staff. She was terminating grants, terminating contracts, terminating people, a former senior official told CNN. But the president's damage control comes months after the agency has been torn apart on his watch, stoking ire even among Republican lawmakers as their constituents waited for help that still has not come. It was less than a year ago that FEMA's then acting director, David Richardson, was MIA when flash floods ripped through Texas on July 4th, killing more than 120 people, including 27 young campers and counselors from Camp Mystic.
Yeah, people are going to react strongly to this. 120 people killed in July for Texas floods. 27 of them were children and counselors at Camp Mystic, and FEMA's acting director was nowhere to be found. That happened under the administration during the period when this agency was being dismantled, and those aren't political strategies. Those are the real losses with the real families and children's. That's insane.
So Donald Trump has been left once again with a disaster from Kristi Noem, and a disaster largely caused by her own corruption and her own incompetence. But who will have to deal with this if another storm rips through the South, through Florida, Georgia, North Carolina? What happens then when the response is non-existent? Donald Trump ran in North Carolina after a hurricane devastated the state and said that Joe Biden and Kamala Harris were playing political games holding up funds when that couldn't have been further from the truth. But now, 2 years
they're just busy criticizing Democrats and everything. They're putting everything on Democrats, every bad thing on Democrats. President Trump is just busy criticizing Democrats and all the media, calling them fake news media.
Years later, that will be the reality that Donald Trump deals with ahead of the midterms, potentially. A fatal and humiliating scandal. The president getting himself richer to the tune of billions of dollars while spending hundreds of millions on a ballroom, billions on a ballroom, and everyone left with no relief from disasters to come. That is the revenge that Kristi Noem has gotten on Donald Trump. And it's only going to get worse as Dems continue to talk corruption.
While the Financial Times reports, quote, Pete Hegseth's broker looked to buy defense fund before Iran attack. Y'all remember
Really?
they promised to drain the swamp? Instead, this is the most corrupt administration of all time, and everybody knows it. Everybody knows it. While Americans pay more and get less, while our insurance premiums skyrocket and hospitals close down services, while American service members are wounded and killed in action, the first family is raking in billions of dollars.
People are facing inflation, people are paying more for the gasoline prices, and people are not getting jobs due to ICE removing the illegal immigrants. People are just losing farmers are facing difficulties. Farmers are losing everything. The Texas farmers, the Nevada. Kristi Noem spent 13 months running DHS and FEMA. And the picture that emerges from 50 FEMA insiders, it's concerning its whistleblowers and internal documents, is an agency that was gutted, bottlenecked, and left unable to do its core job. The administration is now quietly trying to rehire the people she fired and reverse the policies she put in place. And that reversal is the admission. Hurricane season is here. The agency responsible for disaster response has a $15 billion backlog. Actually, the political consequences for Trump are real. He spent a campaign attacking Democrats on hurricane response in North Carolina. The argument now cuts the other direction. But beyond the politics, the practical question is simple. When the next major storm hits, and will FEMA be there? And they are trying to say we are not ready for this. So it's a disaster, and it's a serious question for public safety. What do you want to say, and what is your response about Trump administration? And she is trying to get revenge from Trump. Kristi Noem, what do you want to say? What is your random thoughts? What is your opinion about this video? Let me know in the comment section, guys. Please click on the subscribe button. It actually helps me a lot when you click on the red subscribe button. I'll bring more important videos for you. Till then, please take care of yourself.